much. Thank you.
It's great.
Donald Trump arrived at a glittering FIFA event, expecting the conversation to revolve around football. Instead, one close look at his right hand changed the entire narrative. A visible bruise, apparently covered with uneven makeup, immediately attracted attention and revived questions about the 80-year-old U.S. president's health. But that was not the only controversy of the evening. Trump also openly discussed calling FIFA President Gianni Infantino over a U.S. player's red card, a decision that was later reversed. So what exactly happened to Trump's hand? What explanation has the White House offered? And did the president really influence a World Cup disciplinary decision? U.S. President Donald Trump attended a FIFA reception at Trump Tower in New York ahead of the 2026 World Cup final between Argentina and Spain. Standing alongside Gianni Infantino and the iconic World Cup trophy, Trump spoke about the tournament, its biggest moments, and America's performance. However, photographs from the event quickly shifted attention away from football. Trump's bruised right hand was clearly visible, with what appeared to be makeup spread across the affected area. The coverage looked uneven and did not completely conceal the discoloration underneath. This was also not the first time the bruise had been noticed. Less than 24 hours earlier, Trump had appeared at an election-related speech at the White House with makeup visible on the same hand. The recurring bruise has generated public curiosity for months. The White House has repeatedly maintained that the marks are linked to Trump's frequent handshaking and his use of aspirin. According to reports, Trump takes 325 milligrams of aspirin every day and has followed this routine for around 25 years, despite doctors advising him to reduce the dosage. Aspirin can make bruising more likely because it affects the blood's ability to clot. Trump reportedly explained his reasoning in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, saying, "I'm a little superstitious. They say aspirin is good for thinning out the blood, and I don't want thick blood pouring through my heart. I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart. Does that make sense?" The White House physician previously described the bruising as consistent with minor soft tissue irritation caused by frequent handshaking and aspirin use. However, every fresh appearance of the mark continues to fuel speculation, especially when attempts are apparently made to cover it with makeup. Questions about Trump's health intensified in July 2025, when the White House confirmed that he had been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. The condition occurs when veins in the legs have difficulty returning blood to the heart efficiently. It can cause blood to collect in the lower extremities, leading to swelling around the legs and ankles. Trump underwent vascular testing after experiencing mild swelling. According to the official medical memorandum, doctors found no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease, and the condition was described as common and benign, particularly among people over the age of 70. Trump has acknowledged trying compression socks, which are commonly used to help manage circulation problems in the legs. However, he reportedly disliked wearing them. Instead, he said he tries to avoid remaining seated for long periods. He also claimed it takes him about 10 seconds to apply makeup over the bruise on his hand. And again, the same makeup-covered hand became an unavoidable part of the FIFA reception, even as Trump attempted to keep the attention on football. And this is where the story took another unexpected turn. While discussing the World Cup, Trump spoke about the controversial red card shown to U.S. striker Folarin Balogun. The card originally carried an automatic suspension, but FIFA later placed the punishment on probation, clearing Balagon to play against Belgium. Trump publicly acknowledged contacting Infantino about the matter.
It's going to be something, I think, really special. This has been a tournament like no other, filled with fierce competition, unforgettable moments, yet unforgettable moments. Like, probably the most unforgettable is when they gave that gentleman, is it a red card? And I was forced to call Gianni and just make a recommendation. I said, Gianni, I'd like to make a recommendation. Wage a complaint. And actually, I had no idea what was going to happen.
But controversy was exactly what followed. The intervention raised questions about whether political influence had entered a sporting disciplinary process. FIFA maintained that its decision was made under its disciplinary rules, but Trump repeatedly claimed credit for asking the organization to review the incident. Despite being cleared to play, Balagon could not rescue the United States. Belgium defeated the American team 4-1 in the round of 16, ending the hosts' World Cup campaign. The controversy, however, continued. Critics questioned why the automatic suspension had been softened and whether another team would have received the same treatment without intervention from one of the world's most powerful political leaders. Trump presented the phone call as a simple recommendation. His critics viewed it as another example of the unusually close relationship between Trump and Infantino. Now, Trump is expected to attend the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium and participate in the trophy presentation, placing him at the center of the tournament's biggest night. An event meant to celebrate the World Cup ultimately produced two very different conversations. One centered on Trump's bruised, makeup-covered hand and the continuing questions surrounding his health. The other focused on his extraordinary admission that he personally contacted FIFA over a player's punishment. The White House says the bruise is explained by frequent handshaking and aspirin use. Medical examinations have ruled out several more serious conditions. Yet, the images continue to attract attention because covering the mark has only made it more noticeable. And as Trump prepares to step onto football's biggest stage, the spotlight will not just be on the trophy, Argentina or Spain, it will also be on the president, his relationship with FIFA, and whether politics has become an increasingly visible player in the world's biggest sport.